Welcome to another Friday. And people are inspired not by what they believe to be true, but what they believe is possible for them. And the experience of hospitality transforms the world. Is that true? I feel sometimes that it's my responsibility to prove that indeed it is. And it is true because people are inspired not by what they believe to be true, not by what they experience to be true, but by what they believe is possible for them. And your opportunity with an experiential outdoor hospitality venue is to provide that possibility for them, to provide that experience for them. And I've been thinking quite a bit, dealing with all of the furniture and accommodations and everything, how we create we create the opportunity for that. We facilitate the opportunity for these transformations through what we provide as environment, right? And that environment includes accommodations. And here's a little reflection that will probably annoy certain people. But I was reflecting on remembering when I was building, I was part of building these Waldorf schools, and they are very, very particular about environment. And when you have a guest on your property, you are very interested in controlling that entire guest journey. Of course, from the time they visit you on your website all the way through, but most especially from the moment they step onto your property, you want them to experience whatever it is you are saying your brand is and whatever you want them to experience. And I remember when this was like the second school that I helped build. It was a rather awkward situation for me because I had the preschool was going to be in my house while we were completing the all the details of the actual building. And so I didn't have a lot to work with, but in the Waldorf curriculum, what you want to do is make sure that nature is integrated. This is why I bring this up, because so much of these outdoor hospitality projects, one of the things we want to do is break down the barriers between indoor and outdoor, between nature and living. And we want to blend them and provide these really nurturing, inspiring, healing, rejuvenating opportunities for people by integrating the natural elements. And one of the things that we did is the children are only allowed to play with natural toys. So there's no plastic, there's no automation. And there are many studies that have been done on this. I partook of some of these, and I was a participant actually in some of the data that was gathered around these studies wherein people are interacting with these natural elements versus technology. And as you know, this is something that we're all talking a lot about now. I watched an interview yesterday with Esther Perel, who I absolutely am very inspired by. And she was referring to AI and how this has affected us. And her definition of AI is not artificial intelligence, although when we talk about AI, we should really emphasize that initial word of artificial. And she was referring to AI as artificial intimacy. We know that people, when they are coming to these, especially if you have a wellness property, that people are coming to experience intimacy, if not more with another person, a more intimate relationship with themselves. And one of the big questions is, how do we use technology to facilitate more intimacy? When do we let it go? When and how do we integrate it? So these studies that have been done, you can look up all of them, or maybe I'll get around to adding some links here. You'll see, and it's kind of just a no-brainer. Again, it's always like the single most obvious things that we're dealing with, but you really can understand how you relate very differently to yourself, to others, and to the environment based on the environment that you are in. And this is your opportunity. So as we start rolling out more and more of these natural designs that we'll be sharing with you through Evolve Lodging, you're going to, I hope, just be inspired, whether you work with us or not, to really dig deeper into what you are trying to communicate and create for your guest. It's not just a pretty building and, higher end furniture, although I cannot tell you the number of people that have a last minute approach to not doing it right. I don't know how else to say it, but you really do have an opportunity here to differentiate yourself, whether you are a campground or an RV resort or a hotel, dispersed hotel. I don't care what you are, serving the demographic of human being on this planet Earth. And we can do that through design. And I'll be sharing a lot of hopefully very inspiring things for you. I can't talk all about it today because I actually have to get on a meeting, but here I am in beautiful Boulder, Colorado, and we're just getting little tiny green leaves on all the bushes, and the sun is out and it's glorious, and blue sky, and the hills are beckoning us to get out in them. And that's what the day is offering. So every time you offer that opportunity for your guests, it makes a tremendous difference. And that's how you will inspire them and facilitate a legitimate transformation for them. I really believe people are looking now for something even beyond the experience. Because one more thing I want to say is, when you think about the experience economy, which is kind of a thing, and you are valuing your property based on the experience that you're providing, and of course that's important and legitimate, but it can be very outside in centered, where it's like that. Thank you so much. It's like that that video I shared, I think it was yesterday or the day before, when I was in Moab, and it was amazing, by the way. But that is an experience, right? Like, you get in the Cadillac of Kawasaki's and you go up this rock that you think you're going to die, and then you go down the other side and you're upside down, and then you survive, and then it's all the cascade cocktail of chemicals you experience that way. But people are looking more and more now, I believe, for more of an internal ability to transform whatever they are going through and whoever they are into something more expansive. And it is curious how, like, I saw the post the other day, I forget who it is, but some high-end hotel is now offering the guests can actually make up their own beds and like clean their room and everything, and that they are offering that as an actual experience. You should see the experience of this beautiful tea I just ordered. And so what is that about? We want to be, I believe, more grounded, more connected to the fact that we have agency over own experiences, whatever they may be. Anyway, you can facilitate whatever you want. And my point is that you have this opportunity to truly inspire and transform people in whatever way is aligned with your brand. But it does take intention, and it does require really planning as early as possible. So, let's have that conversation. Whoever wants to come on with me next week, I'd love to hear what you are doing, regardless of the style and type of property that you have. This is going to be an extraordinary weekend. I think it's going to start raining all weekend here, which is beautiful too. And I wish you all a lovely, lovely day. And I hope that you will do something to uplift everyone around you, because that is the magic key to having that experience yourself.